Alright, this is Calibos, and we are playing Enigmatica 2. So, I've just checked, and we are still waiting on Palladium. I think that we need, what, 94 of these? So we have 56 Palladium left to get, because we used a lot for the solar panels, which, by the way, are producing an admirable amount of power. So I've gone ahead and... there we go. I've created a ghast farm in here, and it's producing ghasts and killing them. Now it's probably not collecting all of the drops, but you know, it's collecting enough, and that's really the big deal. So at this point, gas tiers, we've got over 500. The cool thing about the setup is I only have to turn off one thing. So what I will plan to do later is set up an off switch based on the amount of gas tiers there are in the system. But we can arrange all of that later. So I haven't fetched any more dragon eggs, so we're gonna wait on dragon eggs. So stabilized mob spawners. All right. What sort of enchantments do we have? Okay, Reaper. So in order to get a Reaper thing, we're going to need draconium blocks, some lapis, and some books. And the more the merrier. So for example, Reaper 5 requires probably the max, which is going to be 60 and 15. Alright, that's fine. We can do that at some point. So thinking with portals. So okay, that's actually really cool. So let's make some draconium infused obsidian. So we'll let's go to our general crafting area. Draconium infused obsidian. We'll do this. Make the recipe of doom, which we have. So we also need the dislocator receptacle, so we'll throw that down. So let's make one of these. And then we need, how many of the other ones? 11. You know, it probably only needed the 10 plus 1 to go into the receptacle. Well, we got it, but it's not accepting it. Oh, it actually needs one with a, sure. So let's pop that there. There we go. And it looks like you can change it out once it's set up. So that gives us a dislocator, which we're going to toss back into the system. Now we need a mob grinder. Now, for the most part, I think that our mob killing needs are being met by... Really doesn't know how to make swords. Weird. Are being met by thermal foundation. So that's probably fine. Gives us a mob grinder. Next step, we're going to need a, what is that? Entity detector. So let's make one of these. Entity detector. So the entity detector basically does what it says. So you can pick, different mobs to check for, and it burns power every time it's checking for mobs. Oh, revolver. Nice. So, for example, you could use this in combination with the Draconic Portal. Basically make a Wither spawner, have the Wither drop through the portal, and once the mob detector at the other end detects the Wither, it turns on the grinder and simply kills it. So you're not constantly using power. Okay, so let's look at our next thing. How about an advanced entity detector? So the advanced one basically does the same thing to a slightly greater range, and it can look for items as well. I think that just ate it. Interesting. Feature block. Okay, so next on our tour of exciting. So we need a generator. Generator. And we want the Draconic generator, which is somewhere in here. Draconic generator, there we go. So nether bricks. Let's toss some of these in there. We'll have nether bricks in a second. I'm lost. Lost. All right, generator. Razor wire. We have some razor wire. All right, so next step over there, this is where we get into some of the more intense stuff. So we're going to need some lapis blocks. make 40. By 40, I mean 40. What are they called? Wait, I think we needed one of these. One fusion... yeah, I'm an idiot. Yep. I'm special. So now we need these, which is going to require some of these. This will actually need 10 of. I'm relatively certain. So this can be set up in a variety of ways, and I'm not particularly interested in setting it up here, but I guess I will for the moment. So you can set it up any way you want as long as they are relatively nearby. This is certainly one way of doing it. So if we put a chest, hopper, and then a chest, we can do this, this. I think this setup will work. I forget exactly. Well, no, it won't, because these need power. So let's make some power cells. So that's 2. We need, what, 8 more? And this needs 10. Alright, so we have these. So let's pop this down. Oh, these are already linked. That was linked. Okay, so we'll give these power. Now this is going to be very slow until we get better at moving power. I'm just going to have to deal with that. So we'll grab these. Oh, factory blocks. Yay. Pop these here. Ooh. Alright, so to do any crafting with this, it's fairly simple. We can set up a clock really quick here. Let's clock. Redstone clock, go. Pop that there. Let's set up another hopper. Pop that on top. And this is a very terrible and closed way of doing it. There are definitely better ways, and I will probably switch to one. But this is just to set up a basic stuff. So to do fusion crafting, most of the time we just need to be going up these ranks as quickly as possible. So the basic tier 1, really all it's good for is making the next tier up. So let's set up a recipe for draconium blocks if we haven't already. Got it. So keeping in mind we're going to need to upgrade 10 of these. Each one is going to require One draconium block, two draconic cores, and a wyvern core, and 4 diamonds. So we're going to need 40 diamonds, 20 draconic cores, and some wyvern cores. So the draconic cores, we're going to need 20 of these. And then we're going to need diamonds. We're going to need 40 of these. And then we're going to need blocks of draconium. We'll need 10. So we can just grab one, throw that bad boy on there. It'll automatically drop it in there. We can also set it here. So we want to break this into 4 stacks. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go check on our cores. So we've got 20 draconic cores. We want to break those into stacks. 1, 2. And then now we need some wyvern cores, which are still processing. But we can just start this now. Did I forget something in the recipe? Oh, right. So draconium blocks. And that. Let's make sure these are out. Weird. I'm probably missing something silly basic, like maybe the distance has to be slightly further away. Okay, so 4 diamonds, 2 times draconic cores. Yeah, I don't know. I should just be able to pull all the things. Four. Draconic core. Draconic core. Okay, I admit that I am stymied. I have done this before. I've done this before quite a lot, and I am trying to remember what could possibly be having it not work. So yep, I don't know. I have done this quite a lot. They're supposed to be having stuff and things. I'm going to have to play with this and see what I am doing wrong. I thought that this would be more than good. Clearly I'm screwing up. Let's move the entire setup somewhere else. So let's go home really quick. Try it under the light of the stars. Oh wait, there aren't any. So I did finish the solar panel. It's producing 373,659. So nearly 18 times at a guess what the upstairs, what the whatchamacallit, the generator is producing. So this is definitely a cleaner, better, faster setup of Doom. So we're gonna play with this some more. So normally when I set this up, I would set it up like this. So these are basic fusion things. Basic fusion things. Oh, I think there's a barbarian attack going on. Whoa, that was exciting. So I typically would set up this chest, you know, I don't know, roughly here, I guess. Set up the hopper. Set up the fusion thing. Let's toggle the rain. I'm actually just going to get another one later to keep the rain off forever. So we'll set this up. So the purpose of the clock is this actually requires a redstone signal to activate. Oh. So 4 diamonds, 2 draconic cores, that's the blue ones. One Is that a wyvern core? One wyvern core. And one draconium block. So I'm not precisely sure what's going on with this. It should be working. It is not. These are totally supposed to be outputting stuff. I feel like I have screwed up something basic. Yeah, I don't think he will. So we're going to leave it here. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. If you like the episode, leave a like. If you don't, don't. If you have any clue what I am clearly doing wrong, I would really appreciate that. That would help me immensely. Because I obviously need help. All right. Thanks for coming. Have a